Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
Can you guys hear me? Trying to see. Hang on just a second. Gallery. We're just going to give everyone a couple minutes just to get in. Are you guys, can you give me a thumbs up if you can hear me? Miss Cheryl, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Oh, I got my thumbs up. Yay. Okay. I just got back to the house from the store. So just give me 1 second and I'm just going to grab all my stuff and then we will go ahead and get started. And I'm going to let people get into the room. Here is my very messy pile of product here that I wanted to show you and my book. Let me grab my book. I still have my Avenir box here. Okay, yes, we can hear you. And it's become my table. That box. I'm like, oh, look at my fancy table. It's my Avenir box. We are going to start off with, and you guys can do this any way you want. If you want to do all four in one hooping, you can. I'm going to be doing mine in my 5x7. So let me. Light USB. I'm still on my Luminaire. I've been doing some stuff on my Avenir, but I haven't totally made the switch over yet. Still working on it. So admit all. The more I play on it, the more in love I am, but it's kind of like a new boyfriend. Like I have a great boyfriend, my Luminaire. Now I have a new boyfriend. He's really new and exciting, but we're kind of getting to know each other. So here is, okay, people are still pouring in. So let me just get them in. Let's go ahead. I haven't even taken off my jacket yet. I do want us to go ahead and hoop. And like I said, I'm going to be using my 5x7. Here is Here's the cutie patootie ones I've already done. Did I leave my 5x7 fabric at the store? Hang on. Here's this. I just ran out of there. Nails. I don't even have my... Okay, I'll just put another piece in there. I think I left it at the store. Five by seven. I have muslin everywhere, so I'll just go ahead and use this. This is not the size I would normally be using. But this is what happens when you're going back and forth between different places to sew. Hang on, I've got 5 more people. Let me let them in. Let me take off my jacket. Let me take a deep breath. And let me go ahead and admit all. And we are going to start just by hooping up in whatever hoop you want. Just remember, there's lots of different ways to do this. So if you want to do the 5x7, I saw somebody that posted and they had done all 4, which I've done before, in like probably their, you could fit it in the 9.5 by 9.5. It's going to be pretty snug. If I did it in my square hoop, I'd probably go to like my 10 by 10. And I'm just going to do this like this. I think I'll do one here and then maybe I'll scoot it over and do it on the other side. Another thing I love about these magnetic hoops is I love that you don't have to have your stabilizer all big on the outside. Sometimes I'll just like barely cover those magnets. So when I do this one, I'm going to do it right here. I think I might be able to fit my other one right over there on the side. And let me put this one on. I'm going to just hold this down like this. If you've been watching the live feeds, you know that we're doing a sale on hoops, and these are included in there. And I just love these hoops. They're like my favorite right now. Okay. And when I have all of this, just watching. Sorry, I didn't see that whole comment. It's okay if you're just watching. Then you can just do it later. Hopefully, I'm just keeping you company. I know some of you are at work just watching, but you could do let me grab my clips. Whatever works for us. I always tell people too, like if you want to just, I know some of you have already stitched it. Like the very first day you got your design, you like stitched it out, and that's great too. So I hope that you would just join us for a sit and sew. Donna, you've got your mushroom done. I am so sorry about the rollout. This is how it's supposed to work. In the very beginning, I entered all your names, like December something. The first day they let me enter it, I went ahead and went on and assigned all of you into my club. You just check off your name, and I'm going to go ahead and slide my hoop on right now. Here's my hoop. Look, I was yesterday I was stitching for whatchamacallit, poinsettia, and there's my vanish thread in there. So make sure once you finish using your vanish thread, you take it out, because the last thing you want is for your project to fall apart. And I'm going to put just a regular bobbin in. All of these are my vanish ones. So I signed all of you. And as you guys join, those of you who joined after December, I assign your designs, and then I click a button that says that you're part of sorry, I pulled the wrong end. Sometimes you get the wrong end. That you're part of the club. And that should be all I need to do. Well, when I did it that time, I would put you in and then it would bump you out. And then people that weren't in the club, it would put in because it has all the people that have ever purchased digital dealer from us. And then let me change up my thread. My rep had to do it for me for January. Well, I thought we were all set for February, and apparently, no, we were not. No, we weren't. I was so sad because I was checking, and so we'll do the same thing for March. I will go ahead and just make sure I'll check as soon as on the 1st. And then if you guys aren't getting your designs, I'm going to just email it to you and then we'll just figure it out from there. But I also want to make sure you can get it on the website, you know, that you're always able to get your designs in case you lose your email from me. All right, let's go on into embroidery. So exciting. I love this quilt. I love the simplicity. I love that we're getting a design every single month. This is from before. I'm just going to go ahead, go to my USB. Don't worry about that. And I am going into my February folder. I'm going to get a little bit closer so you can see. There we go. So I'm so sorry about that, but I will always make sure you're taken care of. February. Sample files, that's what I get as a dealer. I'm going to go into background quilting. So we want our background quilting first. Let me grab the spreadsheet so we can look at the design. And it's always in your book too. So don't think you have to have that spreadsheet. I just kind of like to put it together all in one spot. And this is, oh, here it is behind me. Of course, not where I want it to be. Let's let April in. Oh, you know what I did before was I was fanning it and then did it last time. I did like, I showed you the design and then I had to wait for Michelle because we took it out of the video. And one snail, it didn't see that whole message. Look I put this message here for me because I want a mirror image. I haven't been doing that. I've been doing, so all of my snails are all facing to the left. So this one today, I'm going to face it to the right. I'm even going to mirror image my mushroom because my dots will be different too. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Sorry, I'm still letting people in. They're still trickling in. So I'm going to put this up here because I don't want to forget. I'll put it right up here. Mirror image. So for our mushroom, our design is going to be Spring 6 4x4. So you're going to go to your Spring 6 folder. You can mirror image your background quilting if you want. I'm going to go to embroidery. We are doing block by block. Block by block is if you're doing placement line, all of that stuff. If you want just the design, that's what clear blue tile is. And I want the 4x4, which is right here. And I'm going to go ahead and set it. Don't be scared. You're going to see it on this scary background. If you have a Luminara Solaris, you can just go into your camera button and just turn off that background. It is now gone. So there's our 4x4. I think I'm going to go ahead and mirror image him right now because I'm wild and crazy like that. So I'm going to go ahead and close that. Don't worry about that. Yeah.
Did you say which design, which embroidery design again?
This is going to be, so we're in our background quilting. Are you in your background quilting designs? It's
I've got
spring
6 or 7. 6.
Yeah, it's
Great.
6. 6, 4x4. I'm going to go edit. There, so your mirror image is right there. I'm just going to mirror image him. Let's go ahead and add. So that was spring 6, 4x4. Here's our add button. Hang on, letting Miss Roxanne in. Add. I'm going to go back to my USB. Some of you just have the USB button. Some of the machines you have to go to the pocket. I'm going to go to my USB. And when you get to your design, it might be different than how I'm getting to my design, depending on how you saved it. So I'm going to go back to February. I have my sample files. I have my embroidery files, my PES designs. And there's my mushroom. So go ahead and add your mushroom. He's so cute. Go ahead and hit set. It will bring them in centered. And you can always look at your sheet. It's on the spreadsheet, which I'm not showing you because I can't find it right now. But if you look here, when you load the design, it says center alignment and align the block embroidery files with the quilting design files so that both are centered. On the spreadsheet, I'll write on there if there's some kind of special alignment, because a lot of times with these, they want you to align it towards the bottom, which is like what we're going to be doing with some of the other ones. All right. So don't move it here. These are two different designs. If you go to move it, they're going to separate. We're going to move it when we get into our layout screen or your second edit screen. I want you to pick your hoop size. So I'm going to go to my settings button, Avenir, Radiant. You guys have a toggle now. You have like a little cogwheel. And I'm going to go right here. It's just a good habit because you know how much space you're working with. I'm doing the 5x7. Like I said, you could be doing the 6x10 and doing both at the same time. Because your designs are overlapping, we have the mushrooms on top of the background quilting. Because of that, you cannot color group. And that's why I'm just doing them separately. You could load them all at the same time, but you cannot color group. So I'm going to go to my embroidery screen.
Jeannie, did you mirror image your mushroom?
I did it! Okay, how do you get back? Thank you. I need you guys. Okay, return to go back because I can't do it from that screen. If I mirror image, you got to make sure the red box is around the part that you want to mirror image. It is around my mushroom. I'm going to go edit, and I'm going to hit my mirror image. You got to go back to your main edit screen. Thank you so much. Please remind. This doesn't even work for me. I need you guys. Okay, embroidery. Now we're ready. So my hoop's already slid on right here. So when I move my design up, because I'm going to save all of that down, all the muslin, when I go layout and move, it won't go outside of the hoop. It'll stay within that hoop. Okay. So I'm going to use my spray tent, my KK Ganold. Yes.
Why do we need to mirror image?
You don't have to, but
Okay.
it just might make it a little more interesting, you know, and instead of having both the snails face left, now you'll have a snail face left and one face right. So remember, don't let me be bossy. You can do anything you want. I just think it's cuter, and I'm sad that I didn't do with all of mine, but I just forgot. And then every time I'm like, I'm trying to remind myself. So I am looking for my KK Ganold, and I don't see it. And I'm a sprayer all the way. So I'm starting to panic a little bit. All right. Today might be a tape day. I've never done just taping. So, okay. Go ahead. As far as your thread colors, I sent you a list of the thread colors. I am using the threads from the kit that are recommended. And I'm just going to use anything right now because for the placement line, you just need a color that you can see. So let me go ahead. I'm just going to put in avocado. A lot of times I'll look at the instructions and I'll just go with whatever color is going to be next. But you want a color that you're going to be able to see on your background fabric. So let's go ahead and thread her up. And first thing that you're going to do is going to be the placement line for the batting. I'm going to get out of here where I moved it and go to this button right here. So this is where you go forward and backward stitches. We are going to be skipping some steps. So I'm going to go right there. Blue doesn't mean you have to put blue in. In this case, that's your placement line. Blue is placement line. Orange is tack down. Go ahead and do your stitch. I'm going to grab my batting. Here's my fabric that I'm going to be using. And make sure you put it right side up. Wrong side's going to be kind of the lumpier, bumpier side. So I'm going to go ahead and put that down. I'm like in a panic because I always spray. I'm like, should I use quilt basting spray? All right. Yeah, I'm going to use this. I've never done this before with my quilt basting spray. It's a little stringier, I think, and a little bit heavier, but I'm going to do it because, like I said, I am not a taper. So here's my dime spray tent. I'm going to go ahead and put my pieces in there. We are going to be using some foam to make it look a little elevated. And I'm just going to give it a light spray. Let's see if I can use this in a pinch, right? You just use what you can in a pinch. All right. Uh, I'm just going to leave this down. I'm going to take my background fabric. I'm going to center it over that square. I'm just going to, you can kind of feel it and you can see the outline. And we are going to go ahead and skip some steps. So we need to do the next step here, the next orange is the tack down for the batting. If you're doing it the way we're doing it, you already cut your batting to size. Next step is placement for the background. We don't need that. We need this. That's the tack down for the background. This fabric, that the peach fabric we just put down. Make sure you're using contrasting color because it's going to be easier for you to fussy cut it later. Hang on. Making some adjustments to my filming arm right now. All right, there we go. And now we're going to do the quilting stitch. So right here, let me let Joanne in. We're going to do the quilting stitch in linen is what it recommends. If you look at your screen, it's going to show you the all over quilting stitch. I'm going to get my linen thread. Let's change out our thread. I always like to show you guys how I change out my thread. When I change out my thread, I don't pull this back. You make sure your foot's up. If it's down, it's going to look like that, and the tension discs are all closed. So make sure that's up. It should just be up, and you're just going to unthread it to here, and then it just comes right out. That way, you don't have to cut it and pull it at the needle, which is what we used to teach everyone. I'm like, for me, I never know where my scissors are. It's much easier for me to unthread, and then you're not wasting pieces of thread. But whatever makes you happy. I'm going to go thread her up. And just go ahead and hit start, and it's going to do the quilting. You need your flexi foam because that's going to go underneath the little mushroom. Make him like cute and puffy. So see how puffy he is? This is the Minky Kim. I've had so many of you go, I love that Minky Kim fabric. It's from her Bloomberry line, and I try to go buy more fat quarters, and they're completely sold out. So if you want to find it, it's called Bloomberry. If you guys have questions as you go, just let me know. So I love, and I don't know if it's the same. I think it got fatter, but I love the original Kimberbell Flexi Foam because it was a little bit thicker. And I think the stuff they have now is a little bit fatter, but this is what I have left over that was just in my scrap bin. Do you like it? Do you like me showing you stuff you can't get anymore? So I'm just going to go ahead. I don't know why that didn't cut. Let me go ahead and just cut that. It's the placement line for the mushroom. I'm just gonna leave the linen in. You'll be able to see it. So go ahead and just do that. Stitch the cap base placement line, and then you're gonna place the flexi foam down. I never cut this beforehand. I just leave it. I place it as I go. Guess what I decided? So last night, well, Marlene had sent me a note about a message that she'd seen from Kim F about using the scan and cut to cut her applique pieces. And then Kim had mentioned that she doesn't even use the SVG files, that she just sends the cut file that you can get when you go into your color list. And I know that might sound confusing if you've never done it before. And then I went on because then I felt a little inspired and I was like, okay, maybe I'm going to do that because I have a scan and cut every time a new scan and cut comes out. I didn't get the 330 because I haven't been using mine, but I was talking to Michelle about it. And if you use that file, because I know a lot of people have talked about like the scan and cut and the SVG files and how they do it by block and they don't do it by color. We're already prepped, right? Our fabric, oh, you want to trim out your mushroom. We're already prepped. Our fabric, our applique fabric is already cut to size. And I've just been like dreaming about it that we can. Do you like my stream of consciousness that I'm just sharing it with you right now? That we could just set up our scan and cut and it could be cutting all of our applique pieces because we can just pull out that file without having to use the SVGs. And our fabric's all cut, so we can just lay it down on our mat. I've been talking about it for years, but I think really it's going to happen. Okay, slide this back on. So if you don't have a scan and cut, or if you have one, you haven't been using it, I brought one home. I was like, okay, I'm doing this because you need the one that's going to connect with your machine. And I'm not going to do it for every class because I know not everyone has a scan and cut and not everyone wants it, but I think we're going to start using it more. There is your trimming for your flexi foam. Now we just stitch the stem placement line. So we just did step number 3, and it says place the stem fabric right side up. That's going to be your fabric. It's the gray fabric with the linen look right here. Oh my God, Sue, I know. And I'm chicken poo. I've not used mine. I don't know why my thing's not cutting, but let me just do that. I'm going to put this down. This is the fabric. I know, Cindy, right? So if I always go, if I can do it, my scan and cuts, literally, I've had like maybe 2 projects on each. So not used, but we're going to use it. And like I said, we won't do it every class, but I think we're going to do some classes, or maybe I'll do the pre-recorded video using the scan and cut, and then we'll do the other one without. I don't know, what do you guys think? But we're going to make it an option. So I would be using my Kimberbell snips right now, but of course I don't have those either. I'm really sorry. This is kind of fly by the seat of my pants. We have been really, really busy. Cheryl, I should be able to get your order out today because the rulers will be here. I've just been waiting on those, but they're supposed to be in the store today. I love, these are my Havels, and the Havels used to be my favorite. My Kimberbell snips are my favorite right now because they're stronger and they get through this without any issues. And I feel like I don't always get through with my Havels. I get through perfectly on one piece, but not always with 2 pieces.
Jeannie, it's Linda
Yeah.
Smock. I just got my Kimberbell snips yesterday. They are amazing. They
Aren't
work
they the
so
best?
well. I'm so
They are.
excited. Thank you.
Yeah, because I always share with you, whatever I'm using that I think is like the best at the time. And I would never be like, I would never just try to sell you something to sell you something. I want you to have the best. And those Kimberbell snips are the best.
I know I don't
Okay.
struggle. Thank you.
Yeah, right. Because they go through and like I felt like my Havels were the best that were out at the time, and now I feel like these are the best. Okay. So after you do that and you go ahead and trim, we are going to go ahead and do the satin stitch, and it looks like it's going to be in linen. So just go ahead and hit start, or sit down and start, whichever one you need to do. And then the next color you're going to need is shadow. And while it's doing my satin stitch, I'm going to find my snips. Something doesn't sound right. My mama ears were telling me something didn't sound right. Hang on. This is just let me rethread, see what's happening there. This is just the undersewing, so I'm not going to go back stitches. Like if this was the background quilting, and I'm also going to check my bobbin and just make sure everything is all right there. If it doesn't sound right, you probably isn't. Yeah, my bobbin looks fine. And I'm just going to start. Shadow was not included in the thread set, so if you don't have shadow, you are just going to use any dark gray. But shadow's a good one to have. Kimberbell uses it a lot in other projects. Here we are. Okay, I love these. And the color, because it reminds me of Tiffany's. Gotta love that too. Okay, these are the double curved, and I like them. I haven't noticed these being any better than my other double curved, but the snips, you gotta have the snips. But these are prettier than my other ones. So if you're about fashion over function, like I can be sometimes, Patrick will go, don't get that ski jacket. This one's so much better, technically. And I'm like, but the other one's cuter, Patrick. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to put this in. And it's going to do like a little just running stitch down the center of that satin stitch that we just did. How is everyone? Anyone need help? If you need help, let me know. I'm here for you. And when I do these sew-alongs, I find about half the people, about a quarter of the people will be ahead of me, a quarter of the people will be right with me, and a quarter of the people will be behind me. Kind of how it works. I'm going to get that out of here so it doesn't get stitched down more. Let me get him. Whoops. Didn't mean to grab him like that, but I don't want him to get all stitched down and icky. All right, and next thing, this is a placement stitch. If you look at your screen, it's going to show you turquoise, and that turquoise goes right around the flexi foam. So if you want to, you can go ahead and stitch it right now. I'm going to skip it because I just want to do the tack down. So right now we're on the placement. That's the tack down for your red fabric. So the red polka dot fabric for the cap. So I'm going to grab that. And let's put that down. He's nice, and so like what we would be doing if we're going to do the scan and cut is we would just put all these applique pieces. I'll show you how to pull the cut file. I'm going to be learning with you, and then they'd be all cut first, and we would just go put them down and not be trimming afterwards. Stitch the cap, tack down. Color doesn't make a difference, but the next color that is going to make a difference is going to be the Wildflower. So I'm going to take out my shadow, and let's grab your Wildflower or whatever amazing red you are using, and we're going to tack it down. And then we are going to we're going to put our topper down. And I got some topper because I want to talk to you about topper. And let's go ahead and do our tack down. I have my little stiletto. Because I've made a vow to myself not to reach my finger underneath while it's stitching. I'm not going to engage in risky behavior this year. And let's go ahead and trim. Let's make sure they want the trim now too. So stitch the cap, track the cap, tack down line, remove the tape, and trim the fabric close to the line. So we're going to go close to the line. How many of you are already done and you're just working on something else?
I'm done, but I'm cutting it now and putting on my embellishments to it.
Oh, you are?
It's fun to watch you though and make sure I did it right.
Oh man, don't count on me. I count on you guys. But I think it's fun just to set this time aside if you are done already and you could just sit here and do a sit and sew. That's always fun too. Okay, instructions say stitch the cap satin outline, place the, and then we're going to place the topper. So we're going to go ahead and put that back down, have your red in if you don't have it in already, and now it's going to be the satin outline. You can always confirm by looking at your screen. So right there, it's showing it to me. Okay, I'm going to talk to you about topper. And because I don't work for Kimberbell, I can promote any product I like. I will risk turning to get to this fast. This is the Kimberbell topper. And quite honestly, they used to have really nice topper. And now their topper's this like, I don't really like it that much. I got to be honest with you. So, because it's so thin. And so sometimes when I use it, I'll fold it in half. Because the point of the topper is the permanent toppers in different colors is so when we do the mushroom, the dots on the mushroom, if the stitches don't completely fill in, we're not going to see the red behind it, right? So I guess it's fine to have that. Do you know yet how many blocks are? I am not sure. You know, they don't send me. I have no idea. Because they don't. I currently do know what we're going to be stitching for March, and I know April, but they only give us maybe 2 months at a time, so I don't even know. This is my favorite topper. So Amazing Design. I love their topper. So Amazing Designs makes this topper. I'm going to compare the two for you. And do you see how, you can even hear it. Like it's just so big and beefy. And then this is the flimsy Kimberbell topper, which, oh, I thought I heard something, but we're coming around. So, if you want to invest in topper, I would get it from Amazing Designs. The other topper that I really, really love is, I love Floriani. We don't even carry it, but I needed some topper. And the other thing I don't like is you used to, like Amazing Designs and all OESD, they used to sell a packet of all white with several sheets of white, or a packet with all black in it. And now they all only sell the variety packs. Like Amazing Design sells this variety pack, which I think is great if you don't have any topper in your stash, because you're going to get all these different colors. So we do carry this at the store. Boy, I dropped some stuff on the floor. Floriani does sell like I think it's like a huge sheet of white, and I love that because when we're kidding, I can't buy it from anyone else except Floriani. But I'm not crazy about the Kimberbell topper. It's just a little bit thin. So now it wants us. That's just my 2 cents on topper. I don't know why they used to have nice topper, nice and thick. So maybe they go, you don't need it. You don't need your topper to be nice and thick. So we're going to place the underspot embroidery topping. So you have some white stuff. This is like leftover stuff that I have that I'm going to use. I'm going to fold it in half, covering the cap and tape in place. And then you're going to stitch the spot fill in linen. So I'm going to take out my red and I'm going to put my linen in. Let me wind this up. I need a new needle, I think. Getting some shred here. I'll change it out in a little bit. I'll change it out in between once this block is done.
Jeannie,
Yeah.
what is topper used for?
So we're going to use it right now, Miss Tina. So we're going to be stitching the dots on this mushroom. And because we have a red, we're putting the topper under just in case there might be a spot that doesn't completely fill. So you don't see the red behind it. So I'm going to just take this. Yeah. And you should have this. This came in your embellishment kit. And if you don't use it, that's okay too. But I'm going to put it right down here. It says to tape it. So let's tape it in the corners. If I can find my tape. Yesterday I went to let Poppy out and I could tell she had something in her mouth, but I wasn't sure what it was. Momo will not give you anything that's in his mouth. You have to like battle for it. But with Poppy, you just say drop it and she drops it. And she loves my embroidery. She loves my transport tape. And so she just like opened her mouth and a roll of tape just fell out of it. I can never be mad at her because she's so cute. She's got pretty privilege. Or Momo. He's so cute too. All right, there we go. I folded mine over in half and now I'm just going to go ahead and stitch those dots. And now you don't have to worry about whether it fills in because this is called permanent topper. It's going to stay there. It's going to stay underneath the stitches. Wanda, look at your wall of thread. That is pretty. Love it. And I'm not going to trim up all the blocks now. I'll probably do a day where I just do all the trimming at the end. This is where I get nosy. I'm looking around your room. I like that. So Susan, is that your Lori Holt? That's over there in the corner? Cute.
Yeah, I showed it at one of the Zooms. I did it
Yeah.
in more patriotic summer colors.
I love it. I don't know if I saw it hanging up. It looks so good. I think you're the first person I knew that finished it.
I have all this thread and I still ordered the kit.
Wanda, that's just easy and it's more fun.
Yes, it is. I've got over 1,000 spools of thread.
I know. I could easily find all the colors I need in my stash, but I don't know. Kits are fun.
Yes, it is. So you don't have to worry about. Okay.
You don't have to worry. You don't have to think. We work so hard, so it's nice to just treat ourselves sometime.
You just open the box and pick it out.
Here we go. And then we're almost done with this block. So are you guys enjoying this quilt? Because it's like, I find like some things can be super overwhelming and they don't get done. I know some of you are just finishers and you get everything done, but I just struggle. And this one has been so easy. I've been stitching out too. Like it's just that easy. I imagine some of the other blocks are going to be harder. The next box of what we're going to be doing is going to be machine embroidery and applique. And it's going to be pretty easy. And the block after that's going to have some dimensional embellishment. And that's all I'm going to tell you. It's nice to keep up with something, right, Miss Donna? Like, I fall behind on stuff. I'm still Miss Cindy West. I haven't forgotten Hello Sunshine.
I just finished Hello Sunshine. What a nightmare. But I finished
Linda!
it. Oh my gosh. I needed you.
Oh my God.
But
It's been
worth
hanging
it.
up for a few months, but man, all that hand embroidery for all the 3D embellishments was a lot of work.
Yeah, because I think did you have like you had to do like the hand like rickrack for the watermelon for that? Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in there. I do miss like I don't know if I like all that handwork, but what I do miss is the hand piecing, like the machine piecing. I enjoy that. Miss Tina, do you see how beautiful our stitching is? With the like you don't see any red peeking under that white. Maybe you could do my God, you know what? I think we should do that because that will get me accountable. And we could do just like a Sunday. And even if I just did one block, Cindy, we're doing it. We're doing it. Let me get my person hired to help me at the store, and then we're doing that. Okay, you're just gonna peel away the excess topper, and like I just keep this. I'll just use this on something else because I can't help myself. And we are done with the mushroom. We're gonna rehoop, and we are gonna go ahead and we're gonna do the snail. Snail is next. I'm gonna come on over here. I still haven't found my spray, which makes me go, did I bring it to the store for my last sew along? I think I did. Some of my Hugo tape. All right, Cindy, we're doing it. I'm going to put it on the calendar. And if you are having trouble popping these off, you can use that lifter. I don't have mine. I think I brought it to the store, but you could use that lifter. Do I have enough room?
I need to order that lifter. I broke 3 fingernails taking those things off.
Oh no, yeah. And do you have any of the other hoops? Did you ever have the 10 by 10, Miss Linda?
No, I just had this 5 by 7 and the 7 by 12.
Okay.
And they're awesome. But yeah.
Yeah, it's on there. Just go ahead and I would just order it. We have a whole bunch at the store, so you can use it.
Good, thank you.
Yep. Okay, I'm gonna have plenty of room over here on the side, so I'm just gonna hoop. You don't have to use the measurements I give you. You can always just use. You can be creative with how you wanna hoop and where you want to move your stuff. Just gonna put my hand down here, put this on. And I like this. See, there's like barely any muslin over here, but it's going to be totally fine. Okay, I'm hooped and ready to go. We're going to go ahead and do this now. Let me slide this on. And you know what I like about it being to the side? I don't have to worry about it being curled under. Every once in a while. Well, actually, it was more than every once in a while for a while there. I was like, not fluffing my fabric. And then next thing you know, my embroidery was like getting stitched down on the underside. Is it just me? Sometimes I feel like it's just me. I'm on this sad, lonely island of embroidery mistakes.
No, Jeannie, this is Anna. I did that the other night and I had to sit and rip it out.
Oh man, you're like, I did this one, we did this one event. It was a Halloween event. And I was like, where are my, I was looking for my freestanding lace bats. And after I finished my block, I turned it over and I'd stitch them down to the underside. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. I think I was showing them off on the bed of my machine and then they just kind of stuck and went under. Okay, we are doing the snail. Those are tough lessons, right? Especially when it's a big one, when you've stitched down a big one. So your quilting design, spring 7. I feel like I'm calling out bingo. Spring 7, 4x4. And let's mirror image. So I'm going to go into my mystery wallflower. I'm still in February. Background quilting. And spring 7 is what you want. We're going to choose our 4x4 block by block. The only difference between this is just the quilting design. This one has all the placement and tack downs. And we want the 4x4. Go ahead and set it. We're going to add, and we're going to look at our spreadsheet, or we're going to look at our directions, and this one says centered. So you're just bringing in the design. You're going to just leave it. It's going to come in centered, so you don't have to think about it. February, sample files, embroidery files, PES, and there's our little snail. He's so cute. I was confused because when I was putting together my fabric for this, I was looking for green fabric for the body of it, and it took me a little bit to realize that it was just the cream fabric, and then we're going to use the green vinyl on top of it. And then you're just going to leave it exactly the way it is, so it will combine in this screen, in your edit screen. You can separate these, and you can move them anywhere you want on the page. Once you hit embroidery, now if you move it, they're going to move together. It makes it into one design, okay? If you need to go back and make I need to go back and make changes. You know what we can do? Can I mirror image here? I can't. Okay, so I'm going to hit return. So we can group in this page too. And if you've never done this before, if you don't have this feature, you can't do it. You're going to have to just do each one in mirror image. But right here, you can hit this button. This is a grouping button. And then hit this one where it's pink. And now it's grouped together. So now we can just go edit. Oh, that's grayed out. Sorry, can't do that. I could move it around the page, but we can't do any of that. So I have to ungroup. This is also your grouping button. Or he's grouped. Let's go here. Ungroup. This one will ungroup. Oh, he's already ungrouped. Okay, we have to do them separately. So we're going to go edit. Hang on. There. Now, are we still grouped? Why is it not letting me do that? I'm going to just undo. There. I just undid to get back. I'm flipping him. So I flip my snail. I'm going to touch the design behind it. The red dots are around the other design. I'm going to flip that too. So he's mirror imaged. Hopefully I didn't confuse you too much. It's kind of like going somewhere. There's a couple different roads you can take to get there.
Jeannie, it's Joanne. How did you flip it? I didn't see the button you pressed.
Right there. That's your mirror image button. And you have to make sure you're doing the right one. Right now, my red dots are around this. Sometimes you can't get to the other. See how I can't even get to this snail? So you're going to have to use your select keys, and then you can put the red dots around the. So if you can't, if it's a design on top of a design and one is snugged behind the other, to select it, you might have to use your select keys. Are we all good? So now I have one snail going the opposite direction. Do you have to do that? No. All right, I'm going to touch embroidery. Now we're ready. I'm going to slide my hoop on because my hoop is not slid on yet. And now we're ready to stitch. I'm going to put in a color I can see. Your background color is going to be the yellow polka dot. Here's my stuff here. Some of it's cut into because this is going to be I think this is my third one, but I have been using like my vinyl. A color that is going to contrast this. I'm going to go ahead and put this back in, my avocado, but you can choose any color. You just want something when you do the tack down for the fabric that you're going to see because it's easier to fussy cut too. When you have like white on white, for me, I don't see well anymore. My daughter, she's 19 and she and I make jewelry together. I should let me start back. She makes jewelry because I'm too busy to do it. But I'll go into her room and it's like pitch black in there. I'm like, and she'll be making jewelry. I'm like, how can you see? And it reminds me of my mom because my mom used to be like that. The good old days when, oh, hang on. The other thing I want to do, I'm going to go ahead and cut this, is I'm going to move my design up. This is a good lesson for you because I'm on stitch 4. I did stitch a couple stitches. When I go layout, that's all grayed out. You can't do any of these things in your layout screen unless you're on stitch number 0. So I'm going to go here where I go backwards and forward stitches. If you've ever tried to do that and you're like so frustrated because you can't figure it out, and you have a button here that's 0. And now I can move. See, there's my move. Now it lets me move. I'm going to scoot him up and say okay. And now I'm going to go to this button where I can go backwards and forward stitches, and now I'm ready to go. But that's really important. A lot of those features in your layout screen you cannot use unless you're at stitch 0. While it's doing this, I'm going to go ahead and spray my background fabric, my batting, and my applique pieces with my quilt basting spray, which is not ideal, but we do things in a pinch. You know what? That would be a good question. What are some of your sewing and quilting substitutions? Because sometimes we just we get creative when we don't have what we want or need. This fabric here, just make sure you're spraying the shape flex side of it. This is going to be the bottom of the snail. So this is what I have in my spray tent. And I like this. You can like just spray it a little at a time. See, I don't know if you can see those little dots of spray. Whoa! Okay, that was me being heavy-handed. I just want just enough that it's going to hold it down, not enough where it's going to get like gunky. I'm going to put this down first. This is my batting. I keep all my batting, like all the stuff that I cut off the edges of my quilt when I layer, I keep all of those because I use them all in my Kimberbell projects. I know some of you are like, throw that stuff away. I can't do it. I try. I like physically can't. I physically have tried to throw stuff away and then I go and I pull it back out of the trash can. I can't do it. Okay, we're going to skip the next couple of steps. So we have our batting down and our background fabric down. We're going to skip the tack down for the batting because we have it trimmed to size. We're going to skip the placement for the background and we're going to do that second orange. The second orange is the tack down. You want to make sure you're doing the second orange. The first orange is going to be a 1/4 inch inside of this line. So it's not going to be in the right spot. You got to make sure you're doing the second one. And now we're going to do our quilting stitch, and the recommendation is linen. But if you want to do something fun and bright, you could just do any color. But I'm going to do the, I wish I could be brave. Who's doing theirs in like a bright color? Anyone? Karen Bowl always comes in with her save the date pillows, and like I would just do like the matching thread for the background because I'm like, it's too wild. There's so much going on. And then she does it in like a really pretty color that's not the background color. And I'm like, that looks so good. Why am I so scared? So that's why I'm going with the suggested linen. Miss Marlene, I tried to call you last night. But we'll give you a call today when we get back to the store about your scan and cut. And I was waiting for your rulers too. Are you okay if I send you everything on the beginning of next week? Because I'm waiting for your Lori Holt rulers. We're going to be using flexi foam for this one too. It's going to go onto the shell. So the shell, the little snail shell on his back is going to have some flexi foam underneath. I'll call you later on, Marlene. Don't worry about it. I can call you later. We have a full house today. Looks like a lot of you are stitching with us. Okay, get your flexi foam. That's going to be next. We're going to do a placement stitch for our foam. Here's mine. Again, I don't cut these beforehand because you get so much more out of it. And then you can take all the extra pieces that you don't use and put it in your ever-growing box of Kimberbell embellishments. I'm going to go ahead and just do the placement line, and I'm just going to keep it in this linen. So just watch where it goes. There's my circle. And then I'm going to lay down my foam. I don't ever tape my foam down either. I just hold it. Once it starts stitching, it doesn't go anywhere. Make sure you're covering the whole thing. I'm foam stingy. Here we go. I'm just going to hold it and stitch it. Don't have it too close to the edge because it can catch that. No risky behavior. Have your stiletto. So if you need to get in there, it's better to break a needle on your stiletto than a needle through the finger. And we're going to trim. Oh, I didn't see that. I saw a message go up and down really fast. Let me check. I'll check the comments in a minute. Okay, do you guys know my superpower is losing everything? The snips I found, I have lost.
Jeannie,
Yes.
I just picked up my new Kimberbell clips that you sent me. And I went to put them back in my holder.
Yep.
And I have my extra needle sitting there.
Yeah.
Touched it with the tips. And guess what?
What
They're
happened?
magnetic.
Wait, are you talking about the tips to your snips?
Yes.
So
Look.
what did you do? They were boring magnetic. You just touched them to your needles and it picked them up?
Yeah. Look.
Are we talking?
I'm showing a picture right now.
Okay,
See?
let me see what page you're on. Hang on, I got a couple pages here. Where are you? Oh yeah, Miss Cindy. So you just went and touched them to your. I wish I could find mine. I wonder if these are magnetic. Hang on. I have some needles up here. Oh my God, they're magnetic too. Yeah. So that is so crazy. Who would have guessed? So here are my double curved, and they totally pick up my pins. Okay. Hang on. I got to try my femoris. Oh, now, are these? These are magnetic too. That's so crazy. I didn't even know that. This is why I love sewing with you guys. That's so cool.
I've
So
been
if you're like,
ever. It was just an accident a couple of seconds ago.
that is so funny. That's crazy. And I didn't even know any scissors were magnetic. Thank you for sharing. So go ahead and trim your your flexi foam. Don't forget it. And if you ever like, I did something where I forgot the flexi foam and I was like, it's okay, I'll just go to the next step and put it down then. But the flexi foam is usually going to be a little bit smaller. The tack down is going to be a little smaller than the applique fabric that goes on top. It's never the same size. Well, I can't say never. Maybe at some point it will be. There's my little snail flexi foam shell. And next it wants you to stitch the body base placement line. And then you're going to do the body tack down, and avocado is the color that you're going to be using. So I'm going to use this right now. It says color doesn't make a difference for your placement and your tack down, but avocado will be the next color that does make a difference. I'm going to go ahead and use that. With mine that I did, my Minky Kim ones, I did change. I am not using the exact same colors because it's more muted. I don't know what color I used for this, but if you're using, if you're using a different fabric line, just choose your colors accordingly. The Kimberbell colors that were chosen aren't necessarily going to work. All right, body placement line. Don't be confused. Mine is going to go the other direction. Mine's going, my body, he is headed to the right, not the left, because I mirror image. So I want to be like you guys that are all mirror imaging and making it look so cool. And the fabric you're using is the cream. It is not a green. It is a cream. Look at this. I've done 3 so far, and this is my piece from the other one. And I was able to fit 3 bodies. I was like, can I fit one more? That's why I kept this. I literally thought, oh my God, can I fit the last one on here? Don't do that. You have lots of fabric, but I was like, I wonder if I could just fit the next one on here too. And then what? Now I'm left with this like pointless piece of fabric. So just go ahead and put them down. These are just the games I play in my frugal mind. This is our tack down. And then you're going to trim it close to the stitch line. Yeah, I'm back to using my Femoris because I misplaced my, it's just, I want to have, Patrick always says, why can't you put your stuff down in the same place every day? And I always tell him, my mind doesn't work like that. And don't you think I would love to, if my mind worked like that and I could put it down in the same place every day and then not have to look for stuff? I hate sliding my hoop off. So I trim with, I find that I can trim with both hands with my snips because you're just pinching. I'm a dominant right-hander, but I cut with my left hand. And I wonder if that helps me being a little ambidextrous. Most things I do with my right hand, but cut with the left. There's his little body. Okay, next thing it wants, let's make sure we don't miss the vinyl. So it says stitch the eye stalk. I think that's a funny word, eye stalk. Stitch the eye stalk detail and the body base satin outline. Then we're going to place our jelly. So our jelly vinyl. So you're not placing it yet. Just go ahead and do your stitching. If you look at your screen, it's going to be the avocado thread or whatever green you're using. It's going to be 4 minutes of stitching. Make sure you have your jelly. This is my leftover jelly vinyl from some other project. And I'm going to look for my snips while it's doing this. Yay, on the floor behind me. Huh? Where's Poppy today? So both of the dogs are at the groomer. And I dropped him off this morning, and we're getting their summer cut now because they have been getting so dirty. Momo's fine at the groomer. Poppy immediately tried to like jump into my arms. She's a big dog too. I mean, she's like 50 pounds. She's not huge, but she's not tiny. And so they're at the groomer right now.
Jeannie,
Yeah.
I love my new sewing machine, but it's
Yay!
totally different. I can't find the mirror image, the
So,
sizing.
okay, hang on a second. Let's go ahead. I'm going to, how much time do I have? I have a little bit of time. I'm going to go ahead and come over to my Avenir. I have been sending my designs over with my design database transfer. It's just called design database transfer. And I really want to start using that more and more. So I think what I'm going to start to do is maybe we'll even do it for the next sew along. And you can do this. Baby Lock also has a program called Design Database Transfer. So you can do this on any wireless machine. I'm going to try and do it right now with this design. So let me get it up and I'm going to show you, and then I'll look for it for you. We'll do it together. And I am going to be doing more on the Avenir, but they have the, like, a lot of the icons and pictures have changed. And I asked Patrick about that. I was like, the notebook paper for the settings is what I'm used to, that's what they've used for, years and years. Why are they changing it? My ladies and gents are going to get confused. And Patrick said that they're going to an Android format, and those are the Android icons.
Okay.
So it's going to take a little bit of getting used to, but I don't feel like I can give up like for teaching. I think I'm going to be bouncing between the two because I gotta have them both. But let me see
So
if I can
he's
get.
gonna let you keep it?
I don't know. He usually doesn't let me, so
Ah,
don't know what happened there, but it's going to be time for me to change out my needle. I just feel it. So let me change out my needle. I'm going to put a different one in, and I need my advanced screwdriver. And if I can't find that, I'm all out of sorts today, guys. I'm sorry. That's what you get when you're bouncing between two different machines. And now I've always just had one. I like to use my advanced screwdriver for this. What I love about it is it doesn't fall off when you're like, you don't have to worry about that screwdriver falling off. This is obviously too big. Like the round part of this is too big for this screw, but I can kind of see where the screwdriver is from the side. And then I can just, that's righty tighty lefty. Is that, am I tighty? Just loosen it. It should never be loose enough for you to undo by hand. And I'm not sure. This one's going to go in the trash. Been giving me a little grief. This is a 80. This is, so my favorite all-around needle is going to be my Microtex 8020, and I use it for everything. My favorite embroidery needle is going to be my 7511. My Oregon anti-glue 7511 is my favorite. Embroidery needle, and I use that most of the time for embroidery. But what was sitting on top of my machine was my 8012, so I'm good with that. Okay, I am going to go back 10 stitches because this is the satin stitch. It's a little thick there. Don't worry about it. It's just going through some thickness. It was going through the, what was the word they used? The stock. It was going through the eye stalk. Hang on a second. I'm going to bring up my design over here. Let me see if I have Wallflower on here. Oh yeah, Wallflower Designs. I'm going to show you how to transfer in just a second. All right, now it's asking you to place the body jelly vinyl covering the body base and tape it into place. I'm going to go ahead and tape him into place so I don't have to keep my fingers there. Wherever he fits. I don't even know if this is the same color jelly that came in the kit, even though I have the kit. I haven't been using it. I've been using this. So I want to use it out. Make sure you're completely outside the line. Don't be stingy. It's gonna do the tack down, but you're gonna have to trim. And when I trim it, I'm gonna trim it right to the outside line. So let's just put this down. I'll put it down right here just to hold it in place.
Hey, Gigi.
Okay. Yes.
My vinyl is really, looks like really thick and not as see-through as yours. Is there a coating that I need to take off of it?
Yeah. Oh, let me look. I'm gonna grab the vinyl that's in the bag. So here's your vinyl, right? I should use this. Okay, let me open it up. Well, it's in plastic. So I don't think so. Once you take it out of the plastic, mine's pretty thick too. Ooh. I like this. No, mine, I'm gonna use this because mine's a little, I don't know, not as fun green as this one. No, there's no, this thickness is no thicker than the one that I was using. So once you take it.
Is there a right or wrong side to it? Because one
No.
side is slightly textured and one side is very smooth.
I see what you're saying. I don't really think there's a right or wrong. I'm going to put mine down. I'm going to put mine with smooth side up. Let me look. I've never used this vinyl. Yeah, I think it's going to look exactly the same, but I'm going to put mine with smooth side up. And thank you for all those questions because I wouldn't have even noticed. I was just slopping it down. The unobservant embroiderer. Today's episode of unobservant embroiderer. Okay. And I just went smooth side up. Stitch the body tack down. So now we're going to stitch the body tack down. It wants you to leave that same color in, that same avocado, stitch it down, and then you're going to trim as desired. This is raw edge applique, and I'll show you while it's stitching this one down how I trimmed my other one. Sorry, I keep hitting the filming arm. Once it starts stitching, you're going to be fine. I trimmed mine with my vinyl. Oh, look, I didn't do a great job there. Like right to the edge. You can trim it further out if you want, but I just did mine. Maybe I'm like a little bit over, but I'm pretty much right to the edge. My vinyl's trimmed right to the edge. Fun! Oh my God, I love this vinyl. I'm a little sad I didn't use it with my other one. It's good. The other vinyl's better with my Minky Kim, but this bright one is definitely better for this Wallflower. All right, let's go ahead and trim. And then if we get to a chance, maybe what we'll do, Miss Tina, is I'll do the data brace transfer and we'll go through some of the buttons really quickly when we finish this one up. I like my curved straight scissors for this. Curved gives you like little smiley face curves, cuts. So I want my curved straight. I think it's really important to have a pair of these. Whoops. Oh, geez. Hit my button. A pair of these in your stash. I kind of discovered these unintentionally. I had them in my stash and I only used my curved. And then one day, of course, I couldn't find them. So I was like, oh, let me use the curved straight. And I was like, oh, these make so much more sense when it says trim as desired and you need a straight line. You still want that first curve to go over the edge of the hoop, but you want that straight because you're going to have more control to make it like the line of stitching that you want and not those little smiley face lines. I have these curved straight. I also have the 6-inch pair, which is much bigger, but I find that I use these more often. But you know, it's up to you, whatever works for you.
Jeannie, can you hear me?
Yeah.
When you do the database transfer, is it the same as if you were doing it on the Luminaire?
Yeah, I've done it to the. Have I done it to the Luminaire? What I found really like exciting, yeah, it should be the same exact process. I found it so exciting because I am on the network at the store and I'm at the network here at my house, and I don't have to do anything. Like I don't have to like look for a different network. When I love this jelly, by the way. Maybe they'll make it available for us to purchase, but I didn't have to do anything. I went straight into database transfer at the store, the same I would here, and then all the machines I've put on the network popped up. So the EV, I call it the Evil, EVIEL, or LE. That popped up from the store, and then my Evie here and my Lumi popped up too. So it was like I was like, oh, am I gonna have to get on one network and then get off that network to find the other one? It was just that easy once it's set up. So I'll do a transfer after we finish this embroidery and show you. But yeah, it'll be the same as on the Lumi. I can do the same thing. I have them both on my network.
Thanks.
I love it, and I'm technology resistant. So I did stumble my way through getting it set up, and now that it's set up, I don't know if any of you were in my class yesterday. I did stumble finding my USB, but I did it. So I believe you can do it too. All right, so I went ahead and did the trim the vinyl as desired. Now we're going to stitch the shell placement line. I'm going to tell you you don't need it because we know it's going to just be a circle around our foam. So for me, I'm going to, ooh, are you guys there? Hang on.
You just disappeared for a minute.
I know, hang on, let me see what happened. How about now?
Yep, you're
Can
back.
you see?
You're back.
Okay, sorry about that. I think I touched something I wasn't supposed to touch. Give me 1 second. I'm going to plug in too and just make sure it's not that. So I can't remember what we were talking about. Let's go ahead and just keep stitching.
Jeannie, are we changing thread now? To the
Yeah, I mean, it's well, you know, with these, a lot of times it tells you you don't need to, but I'm going to say you can change the color. So right now we're doing, this is the placement line. Remember turquoise placement? I'm going to skip. That's going to be my tack down. If you're scared to skip, just go ahead and do the the placement. Just going to go around the flexi foam. And we're going to put down our shell fabric, which is that like, this like soft brown. I don't know, what do you call this color? I'm going to put him down. And I don't think he's sticking down as great as with my KK. So I'm going to have my stiletto so I can hold it down in the corners. And I'm just going to, let's see, the next color we're going to need is bark. So why don't I just put that in right now? The bark is going to be that toasty tan, tannish brown. All right. There's your tack down. Remember, they do turquoise and orange for placement and tack down. Doesn't mean you need to use those colors. Just trying to get you to remember that that's what they're doing. Okay, there's my tack down. Let's see if it's asking us. Let's go ahead and do our trim. And we're almost done with this embroidery. It says, remove the tape, trim the fabric close to the stitch line, and then you're going to do the satin outline. So we're going to go ahead and trim this, leave your bark in, and then it's going to do all this decorative stitching around it and in it. Okay, go ahead. And mine's not perfect. Sometimes because the puffy foam kind of like pushes your scissors up, you might not be able to get quite as close. Okay, while it's doing this, guess what? I'm going to come over to my EV. Oop. Are we on? Let's see. And I'm going to show you that transfer, that data transfer. Sorry, I'm switching filming arms. Am I not on? Oh, here. Let's turn around first. While it's turning on, I'm going to go on my computer and show you. It's so easy. And the other thing I like is it's a viewfinder for you, so you can see your thumbnails. Let me get in my seat. Here, this is what I see right now. I'm seeing you guys. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Marlene. Hi, April. Hi, Tina. There you are. Hi, Miss Roxy. Okay. Right down here, I pinned mine to my taskbar. So I have it right down here. I wish I could zoom in better on my taskbar, and I can just touch it. This bottom part's my taskbar, and then it just brings it up for me. I know that I have a file on my desktop, and it's called it's Wallflower design. So I put it on there, and I know it might be hard for you to see, but it says desktop right here. I'm going to push the plus button next to it. Oops. Maybe it's not there. Oh, here. See this one? And I definitely just saw it. It should be there. Wallflower designs. So I can go ahead and just click that. And here's April, cute as a bug. Just what you see on my USB. I want February. So I'm going to click my plus February. Here's my sample file. Sorry, you're going to have to watch me go through all of this to get to it. And here's my embroidery files. Here's my PES designs. I'm hitting the plus next to all of these. Oh, let's touch that. And now you see the two designs pop up on my screen. I'm just going to highlight both of them. So I'm going to highlight this one. To highlight, you do what's called cherry picking. So I'm going to hold my control key down, and then it'll let me pick the other one without deselecting. So I'm holding down my control key. I'm going to touch that. I am on my network. Both of my sewing machines are on my network. My embroidery machines are on my network. My computer's on my network. So they're all like kind of in this party room all together, and we can have conversations together. So right here, I can select my machine, which I put on the network. These are the three I have on here. The Eevee, which is my Avenir, the Lumi, whoops, and then I have the Eevee from the store. So I'm going to send mine to the Eevee, and I'm going to hit this. Why won't he? Should be. Oh, did I deselect? Oh, yeah, there. They were deselected for some reason. So they're selected. I've selected which machine I want to send it to, and now I'm just going to hit this down. There they are. And then I just hit send to machine. And it's that easy. Now when I come off, I didn't have my chef support mode. I'll come back over here. When I come back over here, I'm just going to pull up from the pocket, and it should give me an option to pull from the one that has the what am I trying to say? The Wi-Fi, little symbol is where I'm gonna pull it. All right, let's come on back over. Switching arms. But we'll do that. I'm gonna start doing that in our classes. And we'll just get together like 15 minutes early. I can help you guys. You will. I did do a video, so I'll do another video just to make sure you guys can do it. And you'll have to have it set up beforehand. We're going to practice, and the more we practice, the easier it'll get. Okay, next thing in our design is his eye fill, which is going to be in linen. How many of you have been using the design database transfer? Any of you? Any of you been using it? No? I love it. I love it, love it, love it. And I've been a hardcore USB girl. I know some people have been doing wireless transfer forever, and I just haven't wanted to do it. And now that I've done it, I'm like, oh, it's so easy. And then you don't have to worry about your USB ever going bad or. And if you want to keep using USBs, use your USBs. I want you to be happy. We're doing the eyeballs now, the whites of the eyes. And then we're going to use our shadow, and we're going to do the eyeballs in the eye stalks. I love that word. And then we're done. Okay, put in your shadow. Shadow. I feel like shadow, when I think of shadow, I just have known so many people who have had dogs named Shadow. It might get a little thick when it's going over the white. We are done. So now I have my other ones, I think, are at the store connected to the muslin that I was going to use. But now you have, or at least I have, my next snail, and it's facing the other direction, which I absolutely love. These are the ones I did with the Minky Kim fabric. See, and they're both going to this way. So I do love the idea of mirror imaging, and I like the idea of mirror imaging everything, which is so much fun. So I might have to redo my other one because it's going to have this other more minty green vinyl, and I love this new jelly vinyl. So that's it for our embroidery today. I am going to go back to the Avenir and just finish my database transfer, and I'm going to look at some icons with Miss Tina. So if anyone wants to stick around, you can stick around. Next month, this is what we're doing next month. Get this out of the way. This is March, And so this is what you have to have prepped. Background fabric. These are going to be the applique fabric, and we're going to have some dimensional embellishments that came in the embellishment kit. If you're thinking about getting doing another one of these and you want an embellishment kit, get it now, because like I said, I had 10 extra, and then I reached out to my rep. I said, can you give me 15 extra? And then I said, am I being too greedy? But I'm going to have I should have 25 extra, because I just want to make sure you can get that if you want it. But they're not making any more. So this is going to be March. And look how cute this is. Can you guess what April might be? So this is going to be April's. I ran out of my sleeves because I have so many UFOs, so I had to use this little itty bitty one. Oh my God, Cindy West, I have to finish Hello Sunshine. I need my sleeves. Okay, so this is what we're going to do in the next couple of months. And if you want to stick around, Miss Tina, I'm coming over to here to my machine. Whoops. You know what? I can't take the whole arm with me. Let me just pop this out. I have 3 filming arms in my room. We're going to come over here and let's look at, here she is, Miss Beautiful Evie. All right. There, you got your singing for the day. Serenaded you. Let me bring my computer over so I can see. I'm going to go into embroidery, and I sent that stuff wirelessly. So hopefully it's right here. I don't know if the machine has to be on, so let's see. Oh yeah, there they are. So I sent these wirelessly yesterday, but it's that easy. You're just gonna open up your canvas, pick your designs, put them in that space, and just hit to your machine, select the machine. But you do have to go on database transfer. I did do a video. I didn't put the video out there. I'm gonna add that video. I'll put it up on YouTube so you can see how easy it is. And now let's say I want to put him up. Oh, let's get rid of that background. Let's go ahead and set. And again, we were doing there. So close, and here's your edit button right up here. And you're going to have all the same buttons. So these are going to be the same color list. And then behind the colors list is going to be your editing options. And here's our mirror image. These, I was sad because I am used to the luminaire, and I'm used to it saying size, move, rotate. But I'm already used to it. It's kind of like when you get a new car and you're like, I miss my radio and I miss my seat mover, and you miss all of those things that you're used to. But guess what? You're going to get used to the new icons too, because I'm going to be working you so hard and being like, you better have your Kimberbell stuff ready. We're stitching. So I'm going to be working you hard on the machine. But these are, everything's in the same place. These are just going to be, this is going to be your size, your move, and your rotate. And you'll get used to it. It might take a little while, but you'll get used to it. We've moved to a new town. For those of you that have the Avenir and the Radiance, you've moved to a new town. You're just going to get to know your way around this town, and then it'll be just as familiar for you. Okay? All right, my friends. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you.
I will get, yeah, I'll get this posted. I'll try to be more organized next time, but I can't make you any promises because I'm just always flying by the seat of my pants. And I'll post this and I'll send it to you. So if there's anything in here you want to review. All right, we'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, Jean.
Bye.
Oh,
If I
Jean,
can get out of here. Yes.
I wanted to let you know I was watching Becky Thompson and Power Tools the other day.
Yes.
And she made a reference to A1 and said that you guys have really good videos on the Avenir.
Oh my God, that is so funny because I watch hers and I'm like, oh my God, her videos are so fancy. I wish I could be Power Tools because I love her. So, thanks for sharing. Yeah, because
Yes,
I love her videos. And so that's so nice. Hopefully I'll meet her someday.
Yes.
All right. We'll see you later, guys.
All right. Have a good weekend.
You too. Bye.